born alone and you die alone, and this world just drops a bunch of rules on top of you to make you forget those facts, but I never forget. I'm living like there's no tomorrow, because there isn't one.
The sexiest thing in the entire world is being really smart and being thoughtful and being generous. Everything else is crap, I promise you. It's just crap that people try to sell to you to make you feel like less. So don't buy it.
What is that? We're supposed to be looking for bad guys.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
So, moral of the story, my life is a mess. And I need coffee. Also, humans are weird. And I also want to be a mermaid.
I've been very curious about apps like Tinder, because there's some evidence that young people are having much less sex than they were 20 years ago. I've wondered with apps like Tinder if what's happening is that a small number of men are getting a tremendous amount of sexual attention from women and a huge number of men are getting none at all. They have all these women at their disposal, essentially, and then almost no incentive, unless they're mature, to have a committed relationship. And so that puts the women in a terrible bind too, because the men that they find attractive are uncatchable in some sense because the competition level is too high.
Where there are certain apps that, yeah, if you're not going to hook up with them, you don't meet up with them. That's what that's for. This is our instant sex app. And then
I just can't see that being, I don't think that's in anybody's good interest. But I particularly think it's not in the good interest of young women. I also don't think it's in the good interest of young men.
This guy now has over 100 million followers and makes up to $200,000 per brand post by using his iPhone and stitching other people's videos, but most importantly, by keeping it simple. He didn't say, I need a brand new fancy camera, I need to show the world my true artistry, I need to change the format. Instead, he saw what worked and doubled down, stayed consistent, and never said a word.
You're the chosen one. Well, your left hand's free. Well, my left hand's free.
No one likes to show off.
Unless what they're showing off is dope as fuck.
Fuck. That's true.
Do you want to know how you move up in this world? As a professor of innovation, this is probably one of the most important things you'll ever learn. Disregard others. Their success does not affect you. Work on you.
If you look at your calendar, A, and it doesn't have any white space, and B, you hate everything you're doing, you're fucked. You need to change it. You need to work on changing that, because you don't deserve to live like that. That's horrible.
Come and take my hand.
never assume that the person you're with, no matter how much they love and care about you, cares about your time as much as you do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they will, I promise you, even people that care about you will inadvertently waste a decade of your life if you let them.
Oh, jeez.
And they'll still care about you, and they'll still say they love you, and they'll still feel guilty about it afterwards, but it won't stop them doing it. Because people do what's comfortable for them, not what's right for you.
Right.
Never assume.
The key factor for me wasn't whether or not I was ready. It was the fact that if I wasn't ready, I was determined to figure out how to get ready. And ultimately, even if I was ready, I still need to improve anyway. Right? So the work's not going to stop.
When you're good at something, you tell everybody. But when you're great at something, everybody's going to tell you.
When you entered the 5th round against Kelvin, you said, "I'm ready to die."
I looked at him, and I remember I call it Ese Diablo. He was looking at me, and he just had this like look, and he's just swinging his hands. And I said, "You're not gonna beat me. I'm prepared to die." And I meant that, man. I swear to God on my life, I meant that. I'm even getting goosebumps. Think, see that?
I'm getting goosebumps.
Like I meant that shit, cause I was like, look, and I signed my death warrant right there. I was like, look, if this is how I die, this is how I die.
Daily reminder. There's someone out there right now who's pissed at you because you chose peace over drama and distance over disrespect. Fuck them.
If you're straightforward and clear about the way that you're going to operate, then you can operate in whatever way you choose. And we don't even take a position on whether our way is the right way. We just claim it's our way.
My name is Tom Shelby, and today I'm gonna kill a man.
What's the matter, baby? You don't think I look pretty like this?
Don't you give me up, please. Don't give up on me. I belong with you and only you.
Still falling for you. Still falling for you. And just like that, oh.
Look at all the lonely
people. With the snare and the bass, square in the face, this fucking world better prepare to get laced because they're gonna taste my.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
I got that.
I've decided that I'm tired of being tired, and that worrying is doing nothing except for making me lose sleep. I want to be in love with the life that I'm living, because if I'm not, how can I expect to be surrounded by the good stuff? So while my circumstances may have to stay the same, I'm working to change my mindset a little bit every day.
Leave people the hell alone as much as possible. Let them make their own informed and free choices. Then you let the differences manifest themselves in the world, and you take your knocks because of that.
The problem with that is this narrative of equality.
The equality of outcome, yeah. It's like,
No, and just equality of human beings.
Well,
I mean, just looking at people as we're all equal. Well, we're not. They're just some people
We're
are better
equal
at
in-
different things.
we're
We're
e-
equal in terms of our rights. We're
That's
equal
right.
in terms of the way we should treat each
we're
other.
metaphysically equal.
Yes.
Right. But in every other dimension, we're radically unequal.
One of the-
And there's pain in that. That's
Yes.
the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Is
Right.
the pain in that is real. The only thing that's worse than the pain of inequality is the pain of forced equality.
Everyone feels the same way you do. All right? It's what you do right now